Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Shalin, and I'll be presenting my thermodynamics project, which is comparison of energy consumption of a student's home during MCO and normal time. So, for introduction, I'll be talking about energy audit. Energy audit is a systematic energy utilization and consumption analysis within a specific energy audit scope. Energy audit is used to identify, quantify, and review on the opportunities for improved energy performance. With improved energy performance, we can reduce consumption because consumption cost because energy is counted as cost. And by energy audit, we can analyze electricity usage and we can reduce residential energy consumption. So what is MCO? MCO is also known as Movement Control Order. MCO is implemented from 18 March to 9 June in response to infection of coronavirus. And during MCO, everyone is having their self-isolation at home. Due to MCO, all premises including schools, learning institution and workplace are closed except for the basic essential service providing premises. So with MCO, people are spending more time at home, so it is predictable to have more energy utilization. So what is energy consumption? Energy consumption refers to the all energy used to perform an action. It can be measured by analyzing the amount of energy used. In 2005, Malaysia's power generation was approximately 80,000 gigawatt hour, and these figures are expected to rise to 180,000 gigawatt hour by 2035. This increasing amount of power generation can be related to the increasing number of population. Hence, it will cause rising demand in energy. So another important figure is in 2018, global energy consumption has risen to 2.3%. And in 2018 also, energy generation in Southeast Asia is reported as 845 terawatt hour. In 2017, the global gross electricity generation was 21,372 terawatt hour. That is a big amount of electricity generation. Next, GHG emission. GHG emission is closely related to energy consumption. In 2018, the global total emission is 6,677 million metric tons of CO2. While in Malaysia, for 2018, the emission was 250.3 million tons, compared to in 2018, which was 10 years prior, which was 197.8 million tons. In just 10 years, there are 150 million tons of increment. GHG emission is closely related to global climate change because the greenhouse gases cannot escape from the atmosphere, so they will accumulate and form some sort of a blanket that covers the earth. So the heat from earth cannot escape, causing more heat radiation back into the earth. So with more heat, there will be global warming. And by global warming, we have ocean warming and melting of glaciers. That also will cause increased seawater level. GHG emission also contribute to air pollution because by GHG emission, there are gases that can cause air pollution, and GHG emission also have pollutants such as particulates that will cause pollution such as haze. Next, in my research, my hypothesis is that energy consumption will increase as more time is used at home due to MCO. So, my research is a study of comparison of electric consumption between COVID-19 MCO and normal time. So, the objective of my research project is to study the aim is to study the consumption of a student's home during MCO period and normal time. So there are three objectives to achieve this aim. So first is to analyze the difference in energy consumption between those two period of time. Next is to recommend ways to improve energy efficiency and reduce GHG emission. Next is to develop spreadsheet program that can be used to compute energy consumption. So in literature review, I will be reviewing all the information that I have obtained and collected that can be useful for this research project. So first of all, there are three different definitions of energy audit from three different sources. First, energy audit is a systematic documented verification process of obtaining and analyzing energy audit evidence in conformance with the criteria of energy audit, and followed by results communication to client. And then the second definition is verification monitor process and analysis of energy utilization and submission of technical report for recommendation for improving energy efficiency along with cost-benefit analysis together with a strategy in reducing energy consumption. That is the definition by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. And then the next definition is process of inspection, survey and analysis of energy flow to identify energy saving opportunities in a building, and a process to reduce input energy into a system without compromising the output. So all these definitions, although they have different ways of conveying their definition, they all have the same goal, which is to reduce energy consumption without compromising the comfort or quality, and in addition of improving energy efficiency. Energy audit is conducted to improve energy efficiency while minimizing effect of environment and minimizing effect of carbon footprint. Carbon footprint is due to fossil fuel combustion, transportation, heating, manufacturing, and electricity generation. So we can see a close relation between GHG emission, carbon footprint, and energy consumption. So audit, there are two types of audit. First type of audit is walkthrough audit. Walkthrough audit is like a bigger picture, overall picture of energy saving potential established by visual inspection. That is done by RAEM, Registered Electrical Energy Management, by using instruments such as incline ammeter, thermometer, lux meter, and humidity meter. Depending on the scope of the building, walkthrough audit can be done in just one day or more if the scope is bigger. So the next type is detailed audit. Detailed audit is a more detailed investigation of energy utilization, current efficiency of existing system, and also identification of potential energy conservation measure, also known as ECM. Detailed audit can provide estimated cost and simplified payback period for the recommended ECM. So these are the process of detailed audit. There are 7 steps in detailed audit. Data collection, desktop data collection, field data collection, cross-checking of load demand data, and use load apportioning, analysis, and identification of ECM, and lastly, report. In report, the estimated cost and payback period will be provided. So this is the energy consumption, energy generation by BP, provided by BP. So we can see in 2018, Malaysia has 168.4 terawatt of energy generated in 2018. So by CEIC, Malaysia electricity consumption in 2020, this year, was at 111 11,388 kilowatt hour in April 2020 and recorded a decrease compared to in March 2020, which was at 12,520 kilowatt hour. And during late March, we have implemented MCO, so that explains the decrease in electricity consumption. So methodology are like procedures for my research project. First of all, I have identification of location. Due to MCO, the location of research project is limited to my own house in Cebu, Sarawak. And then in literature review, I have the all informations that I will be needing for my research project. And then survey question will be handed out to the interviewees during interview session. And then for site inspection, I will go through all the appliances in my house. And during interview session, I will obtain as much as information I can about utilization hours, how my family members use the appliances, and also the specification of the appliances. Then I will develop a spreadsheet program that can be used to analyze the energy consumption, cost of consumption, and also GHG emission. During data analysis, I will go through all the data that I have gained through spreadsheet program. And results and discussion, where I will be reviewing all the results and also give recommendation. So this is the result for my project. First, this is the daily energy consumption during MCO. So total energy consumption is 16.69 unit or kilowatt hour, and the cost is 3 ringgit and 1 cent for 1 day in MCO. So these are the daily consumption for different appliances based on their power input and their consumption time. And then compared to daily energy consumption during normal time, we have 7.7 kilowatt hour per day and 1 ringgit and 40 cent cost for a day. So this is the comparison for average consumption time against MCO period. This is for MCO period, and this is their average daily consumption. Compared to normal time, MCO has a higher daily consumption time. Means during MCO, more time is used in using the appliances compared to in normal time. And then for daily energy consumption, earlier I was talking about consumption time, and this is daily energy consumption. So in also for MCO, the daily consumption is higher than in normal time by 16 kilowatt hour compared to normal time 7 kilowatt hour. Next, this is the monthly comparison of energy consumption by month compared to in MCO and normal time. The yellow one is for MCO and the green one is for normal time. In March, because the data taken for March is from 18 March, so we cannot compare as much for March. But for month, we can compare from April to June because the data is taken for a whole complete month. So also month by month, for MCO period, the energy consumption is higher compared to the energy consumption of normal time. Also, from March to April to May, there are increase of energy consumption during MCO period, while a slight decrease in energy consumption for MCO period. And this is the comparison of consumption time for electrical appliances. For electrical appliances, during MCO, the highest consumption time is laptop computer, which is my laptop computer because during MCO, my university has started online classes. So more time is used on laptop computer to have online classes. Also, it is obvious that during MCO, all the appliances have higher consumption time compared to the normal time. And then, power consumption cost against month. As you can see in this graph, for MCO, the consumption costs, meaning the bills are higher for MCO compared to normal time. You can see here that in April, May, and June, the consumption cost for MCO are 135, 152, 135, and that almost double the cost for the consumption cost for normal time. And then daily emission for carbon dioxide. For carbon dioxide emission for appliances during MCO is higher than for normal time. LED panel light has the highest emission because as stated in table before, the quantity of LED panel lights are 20. So with more quantity, more energy is being consumed. So as the energy consumption increase, the emission of GHG also increase. Compared to the phone charger, even though there are 4 phone charger in this house, the consumption time is as low as 1 hour per day, or maybe 2 hour per day at most for each phone charger. So that is lesser than most other appliances. So they have one of the lowest of carbon dioxide emission. And then this is the monthly emission for carbon dioxide during MCO and normal time. For MCO, during those 4 months, the emission is higher than during normal time. That is because we can see before in the comparison, the energy consumption is higher than during normal time. And the consumption time also is, and the difference in consumption time also is very big. So with increased energy consumption, it is predictable to have increased emission of carbon dioxide. So in discussion, I have discussed the results before, and we can see a relation between energy consumption and GHG emission. During MCO period, we can see that these appliances are used more often during MCO compared to during normal time. So this causes more energy generated. So we can predict that GHG emission is higher during MCO compared to during normal time. So these are my recommendation for my suggestion to improve energy efficiency. First of all, usage of LED lights. For my house, we are already using LED lights, which are 70 to 90% less energy, meaning it is more efficient. Also, there are small and solid bulbs. The next is there are solid state lighting, meaning they have no filaments, tube, or bulb that can break. And it is much more convenient compared to the incandescent or fluorescent bulb. They also have no warm up period, means they can light up in an instant, no lagging time. And then upgrade all the old appliances. By upgrading the old appliances to a new appliances that have energy savings system, we can reduce energy consumption. So by reducing energy consumption, we can also reduce the cost, and at the same time reduce the amount of GHG emission. And then light sensing controls. For light sensing controls can be beneficial for when we go out of a room and we forget to close the lights. So by using light sensing controls, we can reduce the consumption time of the lights because we can manipulate the operating time. Next, for daily global emission, it has decreased by early April by 70%. Although, and then the next part is, okay, for during confinement or during MCO, Malaysia has recorded, not Malaysia only, but also applied for individual countries throughout the confinement or isolation period. A decrease of emission is recorded by 26%. Although we have decrease in global emission, we have an increase in residential. That is because we spend more time at home. Whereas the global emission has reduced because all the premises or the large sectors are closed, so there are less energy consumption in most operating premises. So conclusion, what do I get from this research project? The energy consumption during MCO is higher than energy consumption during normal time. This is mainly contributed by increasing operating hour of appliances. Also, it also caused an increase in residential GHG emission, not global emission. Okay, and then I also have provided solutions in improving energy efficiency in this research. So these are the recommendations to improve the research project. First, this research can be improved by having a larger scope of research, because with larger scope of research, we can see more effect of utilization time and energy consumption. And then by listing all electrical appliances of the house to increase the accuracy of energy audit. As you can see, I only list 14 of appliances in the house. So we cannot say that, so the energy audit of this research is not 100% accurate. And then I also recommend this research to be done continuously for the same period of MCO. After MCO ended, meaning this research is done during MCO period, March, April, June, July of 2020. So I recommend for the next year, we conduct the same research project in the same period from March, April, June, July to have a clear result of comparison. That's all from me. Thank you.